If you're currently shopping for an e-bike and you're looking for something that folds, is a step-through, has front suspension, fat tires, a rear rack, well, then stick around. I'm going to talk about the DYU FF500 fat tire electric bike. DYU, is that a play on words from DYI? Honestly, I have no idea, but that would make a lot of sense. Thanks again to Blake for providing all of the riding footage for this video. .48 volt, 14 amp hour battery. And although everybody would love more,
gear. Really climbs up real nice, super easy.
when you put a 500 watt motor in a little tiny 20-inch wheel, typically the way those motors are manufactured are actually for a bigger 26-inch wheel, and normally they don't change the windings and the gearing in the motor to compensate for that smaller tire. They just grab a motor effectively off the shelf that's designed for the bigger wheel, and by downsizing it, you get a lot more torque into it. Blake didn't seem to have any issues with the power. If anything, it sounded like at times it was a little too punchy, so I think this is perfectly fine. Now, one of the reasons it could be a little too punchy or a little too quick to take off is it says on their website they only have 3 riding speeds. You really need like 5 levels of pedal assist to match all the settings, terrain. I've got some displays or some bikes that can be reprogrammed to have like 9 different levels of assist, and that's nice, but I find that most people don't actually need that many. 5 is enough, 3 is not quite enough, 9 is just way too many button clicks to get to like maximum power or minimum power. So I think if they had a couple of steps lower in the pedal assist, that would probably help resolve that particular issue. I've seen this particular display on quite a few bikes over the years, and it does the basics that you need. It's black and white, which I really like displays that are in color because they look cool, but the truth is they don't actually do anything more other than they just look good. A black and white display is actually perfectly fine. In some cases, they can be easier to read in direct sunlight.
And the screen's really nice. It's a nice large text. It's just a quick look situation. You just want to quickly look down, just like out of the corner of your eye almost, so you can really see what's going on.
It seems like it folds up pretty nice, fairly compact. You're always going to have a slight compromise when you buy a folding bike that has fat tires. Basically, the bikes always fold in half, so your wheels are right next to each other. So if you've got 2 skinny little 1.9 or 2-inch tires that have to go against each other, then that's one thing. But when you have fat tires, then you got to have a wider frame, you got to have a wider fork. So the overall width of a folded fat tire bike is going to be bigger. My personal preference is a folding fat tire bike. They're more comfortable to ride, they're more useful. I feel like that kind of stuff. But back to the DYU. It does have a front suspension fork.
The forks are given a little bit of
integrated lights, front and rear. The front light appears to be the style because I've just seen so many lights over the years, that isn't very bright. You're projecting some light in front of you. It's helpful for cars and other vehicles to see you at dusk or even at night, but they're not that great for actually lighting up a road or a trail. If you're really gonna ride at night, I think you'll want something brighter.
It all depends on the size of the motor and whatnot, but usually it'll bark like 40 miles, you know, ish, somewhere in there. Depends on just like a gas tank, you know, how much.
Dual motors too, right?
You can get all sorts of stuff, yeah, so, yeah. I'm just doing a test ride on this one, so. Yeah, we have a shop right across the way there. Yeah, swing by anytime. We're there until 4:30 every day, so, yep. All right, cool.
The recommended height range, they say 5.24 to 6.39 feet. Max weight, they say 300 pounds, which is pretty decent. The bicycle weight is 68 pounds. Probably the suspension fork is adding a few pounds that some other folding bikes in this category aren't gonna have. The max speed is 20 miles an hour. That's pretty normal. If you got a 500 watt motor, 20-inch fat tire, that's about all the faster you're gonna go. I think a lot of people will be perfectly happy buying these and riding it around for years to come. On the flip side, is there anything that is so great that really sets this bike out from the competition and makes it a better bike than everything else at the price point? Honestly, no. It's a good bike. It's a good value. I don't see anything wrong quality-wise with it. It just means DYU has a lot of competition. As always, we are going to give somebody a great deal on the demo bike in the very video. So if you want an extra special deal on the DYU, reach out to us, let us know. We've only got one, and once it's gone, it's gone. I'll also put a link in the description to DYU's website so you can check them out online. I'm Kyle from Area 13. If you love electric bikes, hit that subscribe button. We've got a ton of other videos about e-bikes, about components, about how to upgrade your bike. If you've made it this far, I think you'll like this video right here.
Whoop. Typical me. And then too high of a gear for this stuff. I'm gonna throttle out of this thing. Pedal 3, pedal assist 3. There we go.